What's up, guys? It's Darren here. As you probably already know, labor is one of the biggest expenses for any business that has employees, and turnover is one of the biggest factors in labor expense. It's actually expected that the cost to replace an employee runs on average about 33% of their annual salary, between the cost of placing the ad and the cost of actually training them in, and I'm sure the headache that goes along with that process as well. So you want to avoid turnover as much as you can, and one of the highest turnover industries is sales. Well, over the last 15 months, I've been running a sales team. And in the last 15 months, we've had zero turnover. The average turnover per year in sales is 35% roughly. So how did I, in that sales team, accomplish zero turnover when you would expect 35%, when it's the highest turnover industry that exists out there? And also, how is it that saying meow like a cat on sales calls was one of the biggest contributing factors? Well, we're going to dig into that now. See, most people in a sales situation, if you're doing a sales management type of role, you would expect to increase your sales team's performance, increase the retention. You'd probably do things like offer better incentives, offer better bonuses, pay them better, more effectively. Well, that's an interesting one, but Dan Pink has done some research into this, and he's found that that's not the case. In fact, if you offer financial incentives over time, they become expected, and then you end up having to pay higher wages, or else you get decreased results. And financial incentives only work for very, very low skill manual processes, not for anything that requires critical thinking or skills. So if it's not finance, if it's not offering more money, better bonuses, maybe it's imposing quotas. Maybe if you impose quotas on people, you'll get better sales team performance, and as people hit those quotas and get better performance and get better paycheck, that'll help with retention. Well, that's actually also not true. There's research that's also found for quotas that the higher the quotas are, the lower performance actually is. In fact, there was one particularly interesting study that found the lower quotas were set, the higher the performance of the sales team. So now we know if it's not the carrot, so it's not financial incentives or bonuses, and it's not the stick, hitting them with quotas, what is it that causes better sales team performance? And does sales team performance even really tie into retention? The real secret lies in not looking at it as some sort of statistic or data or figure, and starting to zoom out and looking at it from a higher level perspective. See, fundamentally, if you were an employee and you worked somewhere and you hated your job, how long would you stay? Probably not very long. If you were an employee and you worked somewhere and you loved your job, how long would you stay? A lot longer. And in fact, there's another study that found that about 80% of people who enjoy their job will turn down higher paying offers from other companies. So employee retention can really be boiled down to something as simple as if they love it, they'll stay, and if they hate it, they'll leave. So what are the things that you can do to make them love working at your company that also, hopefully, don't cost you a lot of money in the process? Now, I've found that there's 4 main things that an employee needs to feel in order to want to continue working for you, in order to love working there, and in order to contribute and be the most productive for you. Those 4 things. The first one is they need to feel safe. See, if an employee doesn't feel like their job is secure, that they are safe in their job, that they could get fired at any given moment, they're going to be in a constant state of stress and anxiety. They're going to look for another job, that they aren't in that heightened state of alert. The second thing that they need to feel is they need to feel appreciated. If what people do is significant and they feel safe in their role, but they don't feel like they're appreciated, they feel undervalued, they feel like they're not getting recognition, that's a reason that people are going to leave and that your retention is going to suffer. The third thing is that they need to feel like their work is significant and that it matters. They need to feel like they're actually making a contribution. Because see, if you express a lot of appreciation to someone and they feel safe in their role, but they feel like the work that they do doesn't matter whatsoever, all they do is just carry a stack of bricks from one side of the room to the other and then back again, they're still going to quit. People need to have some sort of sense or feeling of fulfillment, of contribution, that what they're doing is significant. And the fourth thing that the other 3 things depend on, this last one is probably the most important one, they must trust you. They must feel like you are trustworthy, that you are real, that you are authentic, that you are not fake or putting on a face. See, if they can't trust you, then when you tell them that they're secure in their job, how can they believe you? When you tell them that their work is important and that you appreciate it, how can they believe you? They need to trust that you are authentic and genuine. Now, if you have all four of those things, if your employees feel safe, they feel appreciated, they feel significant, and they feel like they can trust you, then you can create some really amazing work environments that are going to keep your people loyal and keep them around for a really long time. Once I had those four in place with my sales team, I did one final thing, and this is a little bit of a bonus tip for you. We created a fun work environment. See, I knew that the data and the science and studies show that financial incentives don't actually increase retention or employee performance, but competition and enjoying your work does. And so the sales team, they were given a sales contest. And the sales contest was really simple. It was on a successful sales call, one that you make a sale, one that you close a deal. How many times can you say meow in a single call? Meow. And they had 1 month to compete with each other to see who could say meow the most times in a single successful call. And yes, that is weird. In the first 3 or 4 days, I don't think a single person even tried to say meow once on any of their sales calls. But I kind of pushed them, nudged them a little bit to give it a shot, try it, have a little fun with it. And the first day, someone did 1 meow. And then the next day, someone did 2 meows. And over the course of that week, it escalated really quickly, and someone ended up saying 199 meows in a single call. They had a blast with it. From then on, every single month, we did a fun little contest like that. Sometimes it was saying a weird slogan like Nike, just do it, to try and convince someone to buy. Other times it was singing a song on the call. But either way, creating a fun, positive work environment like that, one that people get to compete against each other in a fun and friendly way, does also help foster retention. Keeps your employees around for much longer. So try and find ways that you can make your work environment a little bit more fun, even if it is just with silly games. Now, I've told that story and given that advice to many different people before, but very few have actually followed through on it. And the only reason why is because the idea of doing that makes you feel a little bit uncomfortable. You think to yourself, that probably can't work, or it wouldn't work with my people, or that doesn't fit who I am or how I work. Well, the thing is if you're watching this video, it's probably because you need to increase your retention. And if that's the case, then that means whatever you're doing right now probably isn't working to get you the retention numbers that you want. You're going to have to try some new things. And also remember this. The reason you probably went into business at the very start, just think back way to when you first started your company, you probably started your business for a couple of reasons. One's to maybe make more money, but another one is probably because you had managers or bosses that you didn't like, and you wanted to create a work environment that you enjoyed and that you liked. Are you having fun at your work right now? Do you enjoy it? Do you like it? So as a business owner, it's really easy to get caught up in your business, become very emotionally protective of it because you invest so much, because it's like your little baby, your child. And if other people don't treat it as, preciously as you do, then they're disrespecting it. One of the toughest things as a business owner is to learn to let go of your business a little bit and trust other people to run it for you. And I know that that's tough, but remember, at the end of the day, your goal is not to be the person running your business forever. At some point, you want to be able to be a business owner, own the place and have other people working in it and not being the one doing the day-to-day labor. The only way to do that is to learn to trust, learn to let go, learn to try some things that push your comfort zone a little bit. Things like clicking the like button on this video because it helps with the YouTube algorithm. To increase retention on your team, just remember, you're not always going to find the answer in a textbook or on Google or the latest thing that they teach in business school. Sometimes the answer really is as simple as bringing the human element back into things. Sometimes it really is as easy as be a good person. Be someone that your employees trust and respect, and they will stick around. Instead of treating them like expendable employees, if you treat them like valuable teammates, you'll be shocked at how much more they're going to accomplish, produce, and how much longer they're going to stick around for you. If any of this has been helpful for you today, feel free to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you can stay up to date on when I'm posting new content. And if you have any questions, feel free to comment them below and I will reply to them as soon as I can. See you soon.